Okay, I'm recording.
Welcome back to those of you who joined us last week, and hello to anybody joining us for the very first time. Thank you so much for being with us. I'm Miss Iris.
Hi, I'm Miss Amber. Last week we talked about the importance of routine, organization, and self-care to get you through middle school. Today we're going to spend some time talking about emotions and how to understand them. To understand our emotions, it helps to understand a little bit about the brain.
We can honestly tell you that middle school, it means a lot of changes and transitions. You're changing schools, you are experiencing new things, you are feeling new emotions, and your brain is absorbing lots and lots of information. Think of it like a massive remodeling of the way your brain works. So this is your brain, right? This is your brain right here. And this part of the brain is your front part of your brain. This part of the brain is the thinking part of the brain, which doesn't fully develop to the age of 25. This is why we can sometimes be forgetful or make decisions that we later regret.
Yes, and so if this is the front part of our brain, open it up and we have the middle part of our brain. The middle part, this deals with feelings and emotions. Sometimes the thinking brain, the front part, and the middle brain, the emotion part, don't always communicate with each other the best way that they can, and it causes a bit of a circuit overload in your brain's computer system. When this happens, sometimes you get upset or angry, so upset and angry that you flip your lid or you just lose it. Here's a really good example of what we're talking about.
Did you spot the moment that he flipped his lid or lost it? It's like an emotional roller coaster. You will feel happy one moment and then sad or angry the next. What I learned about this video is we're all human. The goal is to respond to our emotions instead of react to them. Can you relate? Let's take a poll. Have you ever flipped your lid or totally lost it? Many times, a few times, or never?
Absolutely. Remember to put submit after you finish your answer. No feeling is final and all feelings are okay. What's really important is how we respond to your emotions. Let's have a look at the poll. Let's see what your answers were. Okay, definitely. I can see that 100% of you said many times. I'm not surprised at all. Same. You know, when these things happen, something really good to ask yourself is, will I care about this in 5 minutes? Maybe. 5 hours? Maybe. 5 days? Probably not. 5 months? Definitely, probably not. Feelings are a lot like the weather. They should come and go. We get in trouble when they stick around and you can't let go of them. We call them sticky feelings. They're just more difficult to let go.
Yes. And today we will guide you through the 3 steps to gain better understanding of your emotions. These are called the 3 A's. The first one is awareness. And the second one is acceptance. Third one is action.
Yes, we're going to go through each one. Here we go with the first one. The first one is awareness. So this is a really helpful acronym that helps you with what we're talking about. When you notice a feeling or an emotion, say to yourself, stop. You can even say it out loud sometimes. And the S just means stop what you're doing. T is take a moment, take a breath, take a step outside, take a look around you. Just the act of pausing is going to help you reflect and find out what you're thinking and feeling. The O is observe mindfully. This is where we encourage you to be very gentle and curious, asking yourself things like, what do I notice in my body? What types of thoughts am I having? If you feel angry, it's likely you'll have a burning sensation in your cheeks. If you feel sad or anxious, you might have a slouched posture or a stomach ache. What types of thoughts am I having? If you're angry, you may notice harsh thinking. And if you're sad, you might be noticing that you're thinking really badly about yourself. When you get to the P, this is where you have the awareness now, and now you can proceed mindfully. You can ask yourself, what do I need for myself in this moment? And you can take things really, really slow rather than reacting really big.
Absolutely. And part of being aware is really understanding your emotions by recognizing you're having a feeling to begin with. By paying attention to your body, you can gain awareness of the feelings before you flip your lid or lose it. It can be really helpful to have a feeling chart nearby, and you could find any like these online. So just having a chart next to you or somewhere in your room, checking with you the minute that you feel something in your body would be very helpful. Also keeping in handy a journal or getting your thoughts into a piece of paper, a notebook could be very helpful and a great way to deal with your emotions.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And we're going to share a link for you of a feelings chart in the comments section, and you'll be getting all of them emailed to you as well. Okay, we're ready to talk about the next A, acceptance. So we've named the emotion we're experiencing. Now we have to take the time to acknowledge and accept that feelings are okay and everyone has them. Sometimes our thinking can be harsh. We may say things like, I shouldn't feel this way. Try to reframe it always by saying, it's okay that I'm having this feeling. Practicing self-compassion can really change how you feel about things. When I was in middle school, I really became hard on myself one year when I felt like I wasn't cool enough or I wasn't fitting in with the in crowd. And I developed a pattern of thinking that was really harsh and unkind. And I can tell you that I'm still dealing with some of those feelings. And I'm just really happy that I can give you this feedback and this suggestion that it can really start with you right now. You know, the patterns of thinking that you can change now can really impact you when you're an adult. This is a video that really gives you a good example about what self-compassion can do.
We are producing a course called The Power of Self-Compassion. So we're just talking to people today about how they treat themselves. Do you have a critical voice? And if so, what do you find it saying to you?
I definitely have a critical voice. I think everybody does. And I think they all start from when you're a kid. So, you know, I think all the things that my parents said, I hear, but it's normally about not doing a good job.
It's constantly stopping me as I try to complete thoughts or try to make steps forward.
It's a voice that always tells me that I'm not enough, or that I need to do better, or that there's something about me that I have to change.
When you fail or make a mistake, what types of things run through your mind?
I'm not worthy. Everybody's going to see my mistake. Nobody else makes mistakes like I do.
You're stupid. I can't believe you forgot something easy. This was basic. Why are you having so much trouble doing something so simple?
People don't want me around, that I'm uninteresting, boring, and or just too weird for people's company.
It says that I should have done better, and sometimes it says mean words about myself.
It's probably the loudest thing that's usually coming through my head before anything else is at least ringing that failure over and over again.
And let me give you a scenario where a friend of yours comes to you, has made a mistake, and what would you say to that friend?
Well, the first thing I would tell them that it's okay. You don't need to feel all the weight of this.
Most likely you're holding on to this more tightly than anybody else.
This in no way, reflects your character or reflects your ability to do something. Definitely a lot kinder to my friends than I am to myself.
How do you think you would change if you used that same voice that you use towards your friends on yourself during those moments of failure and mistakes?
I think it would be, incredible, because you're not going to talk to your friends the way that you talk to yourself sometimes. And I think that if you're constantly kind of reassuring yourself and letting yourself know that you are enough, then your thought process will change.
When you treat yourself like you do somebody else, you start feeling better, I think, right away, and you keep it in context much more instead of letting things be blown out of proportion.
I think I would have a lot less anxiety in my day-to-day. I think there would be kind of a weight lifted.
It would definitely make me feel better and happier, because when I usually say, like, when that voice that says mean stuff in my head, I'm not really happy and sad.
So what we could learn from this video is that we could definitely treat ourselves how we treat others, because we tend to treat others better than ourselves. We also want to mention the importance of coping skills.
Yes, absolutely. Coping skills are like tools in our toolbox to deal with upsetting events when things don't go our way. They help us improve our mood, distract our minds, our negative thoughts or emotions. They help us bounce back from tough events in our lives and hopefully make us feel strong and resilient. Here's a list of coping skills that you can keep handy anytime you need a reminder. While we go through some of these, feel free to use the comment section, because I'm sure you have a lot of coping skills that you already do. So let's see, listen to music, read a book, do a word search, smell something pleasant. I really like that one. Find a flower out in your neighborhood. Wash your face, call a helpline if you need to, meditate or take a nap, play video games, paint your nails. There are so many things that you can do. Hug a stuffed animal, do some stretches. One of my absolute favorite coping skills is that I like to sip very slowly tea from this very special mug that someone made for me. And so I make my tea, I smell it, I take my time, and I sip it slowly.
And one of my favorite coping skills is reading for fun, and it really is something that relaxes me. And there's so many things that you could do, and I want to share with you something that I did with a shared care group, and we did our own list of coping skills. And this is just very briefly my coping skills. Oh, nice. And there's just pictures of all the things that I love to do, and ice cream, watch sunset, watch TV, different things. And it's something very simple that you guys can make yourselves and have fun with it. Be creative. And my 5th grade group really enjoyed kind of putting together their own coping skills so that they could take it home, put it, somewhere where it's a reminder of the things that they love to do.
Absolutely. You could just pick something from your list.
Yeah.
Love that. Mm-hmm. So I think we're going to do a little demo, right, Iris?
Yes, we are. Okay. So I just mentioned sharing care groups. So one of the things in sharing care that we do is definitely using art as a coping skill. It can give you insight in how you are thinking and feeling. So with art, you can use color, shape, and lines to show how you are feeling. So you can use any space, but for today, it's a circle inside, a space inside of the circle to check in with yourself and how you're feeling. So it could be very basic art activity where you could check in with your heart, with your body, with your mind, draw a circle inside, and really put your feelings on paper. There is no right or wrong way to do this. All you need is a blank piece of paper. And let's check in with Amber and see how she's doing.
Yeah, absolutely. So that was a quick exercise for me. And what I created was I used the color orange to represent a little bit of this like excitement, this maybe nervous energy that I have when I'm doing these workshops for everybody. And the color pink and the symbol of the heart, this represents for me just a feeling of warmth, because I really am passionate about helping young people. And I also really like working with my partner, Iris.
Thank you. I like working with you, Amber. But to finalize everything, we have to talk about the fact that you're still a kid. Even if you're taller, older, and smarter, you're still a kid and you may sometimes need help. think about those people that you love and support you, or those adults you feel comfortable and safe with. Remember, you're not alone. Ask for help.
Definitely. There are people in your school, like Iris and myself, that definitely want to be there to support you. At home, it can be your mom or dad, an older sibling, or an aunt. Help can come from anyone you feel comfortable with. Asking for help isn't a sign of weakness. During this time at home, make sure you figure out who the people you know and trust and feel like you can connect with.
Absolutely. And keep this number 14 line handy. This is an excellent resource for you where you can speak to other teens and kids your age who are just like you and are trained in helping you.
Yes. Thank you so much for joining us. We're so excited to be offering you these skills, and we hope that they're helpful.
Yes. Next week, we will have a panel discussion with some very important guests who will share a little about their middle school experience. Till then, stay safe and see you next time.
Bye. See you next time.
Bye.